it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing. Now look, I don't think I necessarily gave this particular video here a title yet, but I'm going to set the record straight on some real quick that many of us can agree or disagree about. But these are just some of the facts. I'm going to give you some facts on some things you can actually look up and see for yourself. There's a movement. There's a movement. And the movement is Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason. It's inclusive and not exclusive. That is to say that in all of the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons Grand Lodges, I'm quite sure that there are brothers of different nationalities that are a part of their jurisdiction. So the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason movement, the movement is inclusive, not exclusive. Okay? And I'm going to take you back. And these are just some facts that some may not know. So back in 2011, if I'm not mistaken, Raymond Edwards. I know some of you don't like Raymond Edwards, but hey, he and I get along. I respect him. He respects me. We can agree to disagree on some things. But I'm going to give you some history on him. And in 2011, Raymond Edwards, I gave him a call and we was talking about getting together under the Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason, John G. Jones. And Raymond Edwards got me in contact with Brother Simmons, who at that time was the President General for their General Grand Masonic Congress. I then talked with Christopher Jackson out of St. John's Grand Lodge, where Brother Pugh is the Grand Master in Chicago. They in turn got the Grand Lodge Association of Chicago involved, which consists of 10 African American Grand Lodges, Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Grand Lodges. From there, we started setting the agenda for 2014 about what needs to take place and how it's going to take place. This was open to any and all Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. After which, the call went out saying that in 2014 we was going to be meeting in Chicago. All the General Grand Masonic Congresses had a meeting. Those presidents, it was like 5 or 6 presidents, had a meeting. And they agreed to meet in Chicago. Okay? And there they was going to agree that we should join forces to push this issue in regards to who we are. Now, myself, Christopher Jackson, Grand Master Pugh of St. John's Grand Lodge, Brother Raymond Edwards of King's Grand Lodge. At that time, Brother Simmons, the President of the General Grand Masonic Congress, and Ollie Spencer was a part of that movement. So, we agreed to do this. And then there was communication that was going between all of us in regards to what was going to take place, how it was going to take place, who was going to be doing what. Myself and Ollie Spencer was set up to be the historian for the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. And I'm going to tell you this here. Now, the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, the coin, that word was first, as far as I know of, was first coined by Christopher Taft in his book, Fremo. Okay? He coined that. He was the first one that said Black ain't, you could say what he was that guy. Okay? Raymond Edwards was that guy that was part of this whole movement in the beginning, 2011. Christopher Jackson, St. John's Grand Lodge, was a part of this whole movement, 2011. The Grand Lodge Council out of Chicago was a part of this movement, 2011. Okay, From there, we pushed this whole thing in regards to the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason. Now, in 2020 was the plan for us to come back because Brother Simmons said 2020, his vision was 2020. It was a fire, man. We was all on fire. It was packed. 2014, John G. Jones celebration, 100 years. 2014, celebrating his life was awesome. That was the movement that catapulted the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason. That was the beginning. That was the I'm going to hit him in the head. We're going to take this thing on by storm. We're doing what we got to do. That's the beginning. And that's the truth. Ruth, you can call up Raymond Edwards. You can call up Christopher Jackson. You can call up Grandmaster Pugh. You can call up the President General, past President General Simmons. And he would tell you, and they will tell you these things. This all started with a phone call, okay, between two people, Christopher Jackson, Raymond Edwards, myself, and Anthony Pugh, okay? That's how this whole thing got kicked off. Let the truth be told, back in 2011. When you think of the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason, that was coined by Christopher Tabb out of his book. So yes, it's a movement. It's inclusive and not exclusive. You know? And so we have to look at that whole thing. And people, people talk about who started what. It ain't about who. It's where we're trying to go with this thing. It's what we're trying to push. It's the message to all of us to respect each other. If I have an issue with you, I should be able to pick up the phone and call you, and ask you voice to voice, or even meet you face to face. And if you can't do that, you're less than a brother to me. Now that's me. And I know that some have given me a call. Raymond Evans, I just got to talking to Raymond Evans tonight. And we had a heart-to-heart conversation. He told me some things, and I was like, damn, bro, for real? And I said some things to Edwards. I said, man, you know what, bro, damn, bro, you becoming hard. He said, goddamn right, brother. That's the Edwards, He's like that. We can agree to disagree. But I'm not going to lose a friendship over the fact that I disagree with you over how you may handle a situation. I may say, you can do it differently or whatever, but if that's the way you deal with it, that's the way you deal with it. That's you. That's not me. So I just want to I am my brother's keeper. Are you your brother's keeper? Are you your sister's keeper? So we have to look at the whole picture. This movement, man, this message that I want to push, I want to get all of us to see that, we got to move past this. We got to move forward. And the only way we're going to move forward is when we start respecting each other. We can agree to disagree. I can like you, not like you, but I'm not going to destroy my friendship because I disagree with you. Kids do that. That's on the playground. Okay? However, if we do decide to go our separate ways, I'm still going to respect you. That's me. That's me. So this video is all about being my brother and sister's keeper. This is about letting you know how this movement really took root and began to spread out and branch out. And this is where we're at. And my thing is to give a big shout out to all of the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons that are involved. All of the Grand Lodges that push unity and respect. Not just some, but all. Because we're all in it together. And that's how we should look at this thing. And I remember when those 5 General Grand Masonic Congresses, those President Generals came together. Hold on, bro. Let me finish this. I'm going to come back to you. I remember when those 5 presidents of those various General Grand Masonic Congresses came together and to discuss this thing. Okay? They pushed that issue. This is how we got to where we're at today. This thing was, man, this thing is hot. It's been burning for a long time, but we have somehow allowed the smoke, not the smoke, but we've allowed the fire to burn down, to become dim. Some of us have, and some of us have not. However, I'm pushing the agenda. The agenda, in my opinion, of the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason is to charge forward, to dig in deep, to let it be known that we're not going nowhere. We're 100% unapologetic about who we are. We're not going nowhere. We're going to respect each other. We're going to love on each other. We're going to move this thing forward. But because, you know what? Teeth look better together. Teeth, and you may say, what the hell is he talking? Teeth look better together. You ever see somebody with some jacked up teeth? They don't look good. But when they have been straightened out, and I think this is going to straighten us out, brothers, sisters, this is going to straighten us out to where when I see another brother who's ancient, free, and accepted Mason, it's totally different. This movement is for us. It is for our Grand Lodges across the United States. I don't care if you're in New York, California, Arizona, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. This movement is for us. You know, this is to clearly stake our ground in what we call masonry. This is what that movement is about. Nobody owns the movement. Everybody is a part of the movement. It's inclusive, not exclusive. That's what the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason is all about. This is including our sisters and grand chapters, our queens, our fairest among thousands and altogether lovely, because that's what they are, and they should be respected that way. Now, I know we got some sisters, you know, you probably don't want to deal with, you probably want to have a conversation with. There are brothers the same way. But you know what? It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right because we're going to push this thing. We're going to make it happen. Individually, one by one. We're going to build it together. And that's what it's all about. Plain and simple. I'm tired of sitting in the back of the bus. You know, once upon a time, you used to get on the bus, go to the back. No, it's time for us to come to the front, stake our claim about who we are as a united front. As a united front. Hear me clearly. This is a united front. This is not some my president general. No. This is a united thing. I don't care who your president general is. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. This is a united front. This is why it is called Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. Be it Kings of Kings, be it John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, be it Prince of Peace Grand Lodge, be it Abraham Grand Lodge, be it John G. Jones Grand Lodge of Mississippi, be it Sons of Light Grand Lodge of California, Hammer Tyree Grand Lodge of California, be it H.B. Turner Grand Lodge of Texas, be it whatever. This is a united front. Nobody owns it. It's a movement. Everybody is part of the movement. And this is how we're going to make it work. No one gets anywhere by themselves. Everybody helps push this movement. It's inclusive and not exclusive. This is what this movement is all about. Somebody was like, Brother Hawkins, what is this Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason thing all about? It's about you. It's about me. It's about us staking a claim and saying who we are to all Masons around the globe. You're Black and you're ancient, free, and accepted. Period. It's a cultural thing. It's inclusive and not exclusive. So if you're going to be on this train, you might as well get on, hold on, because it's not going to stop, brothers. It's not going to stop, sisters. So whatever issues you may have with John down the street, you can have them. That's y'all. But this movement right here belongs to everybody. Nobody owns it. It belongs to every one of us. That's where I'm at. Now, we can go on and talk to some other things. I just had to move that out. I just had to set that out there because some people don't know. when this thing got kicked off. Some people don't know um, the root of the Black Ancient Free and Accepting Mason. A long time ago, you know, I think of those who came before me, those who established the various Grand Lodges, be it the oldest Grand Lodge in California, Ancient Free and Accepting Mason, is Hammer Tyree Grand Lodge. The fourth oldest Grand Lodge in California is the Most Wishful Sons of Light Grand Lodge. Everybody else comes after them. Now, you have Prince Hall, which is a very old Grand Lodge in California. You have Mainstream Grand Lodge, which is the oldest in California. Those are the four oldest Grand Lodges in California. Everybody else comes after them. Plain and simple. That's the state of California. Now, check your state and see where you're at in that. So this movement is about who we are. And I just wanted to share that with you so you will know. Okay? And no, we're not going to just sit idly by and just allow anyone to attack us, to bring us down, to tell us we're bogus, to tell us that you're not a Mason, to tell us that you're irrelevant. No, we are relevant. We are. Be it modern free, be it international, be it universal, be it ancient free and accepting Mason, be it PHO. We are relevant. We are all Masons. Now, whether you choose to recognize that Grand Lodge or not, that's your business. But I'm saying that on the big picture, this is who we are. You're going to take that or let it alone, period. So now you know, and that's the truth. So if you want to call Ray Edwards, call him. If you want to call Christopher Jackson, call him. If you want to call Anthony Pugh, call him. If you want to call Simmons, who was the president general at the time, call him. And they'll tell you how this thing really got kicked off in 2014. Really, 2011 is when the push begins. That's truth. Now, let's talk about something else. I'm all in, baby. I'm coming to you live from Mississippi. Let's do this. A little tea, man. It's cold. And it's hot here. It's humid. Oh, my goodness, it's humid. So, you know, I have a couple of people online right now. I just want to send a big shout out to Brother Rogers. All right. I want to send a big shout out to Brother Finley. And a big shout out to Brother Eddie. He said, I hope that this situation can correct itself. I have learned so much from John G. Jones Uncut and YouTube and channel. Brother, it has corrected itself. It really has. The ideal is that, you know, as a unit, as a group of people, as men, you know, we have to be able to forge forward. Simple as that. I tell you this here, Brother Ray Edwards. You know, we agree to disagree on some things. I will say this, that if he had an issue with me, and if he had a question that he wanted to ask of me, he's always picked up the phone and said, Tony Hawkins, I got a question. And he would boldly ask me and give me his opinion about anything. And don't give it to him. Oh, Brother Edward. Christopher Jackson would do the same thing. If Chris had a question and he wanted to know from me, he would call and ask me. You know what? I brought my 95th degree apron in collar from Brother Christopher Jackson, St. John's Grand Lodge. I did. You know, there's some brothers out there with some big hearts, man. And I respect him. I do. I've heard him lecture. I like it. Some say whatever, but I do. I like what the brother has to say. He shared a whole lot of information with me. I can't deny that. I've gotten a whole lot of information from Brother Amos. That brother has went in depth on John G. Jones. Can't be denied. You know, he's done a hell of a lot of research. So is Christopher Tagg. You know, those guys, I will not take anything from anybody who's done the work, you know, and who's helped me. You know, I received phone calls, Brother Hawkins, you should check out this, you should do this. That's somebody helping me. And I want to tell you thank you. That's from me to you. I have a historical question outside of Freemason. What's your take on blacks being an original people? I never even gave that any thought, bro. Brother Eddie, I have not given it any thought, but I will. What's up, Brother Brown? It's good to see you, bro. Brother, Brother Eddie, I'm gonna have to do something on that one, bro. I really never gave that any consideration, to be truthful with you. I haven't. So me to speak on that would no, I can't. I have to give that some serious thought and look at it. That's to be truthful. You know. But let me tell you, I heard it was 360 degrees. Is that true, Brother Finley? I couldn't tell you, bro. I know that there are 360 degrees in complete circle. I know that outside of the United States, there are other degrees in Freemasonry. I know that for a fact. So, and I do know that you have to go to these places to receive these various degrees. That I know. Okay? So, don't let anybody fool you in regards to Freemasonry in the degree work. In America, we practice Americanized Freemasonry. Scottish Rite, York Rite. But when you leave America, man, there's so many other degrees in Freemasonry that it's unreal. You'd be like, man, where did this come from? It's because you get what you get where you're at. See, the degrees that we practice here in the United States are not necessarily practiced in other countries. And unless you go, you will not know. That Scottish Rite Volume 1 and 2 that you have, they don't use that in places. We may use it here in the United States, but other countries probably don't use it. I know from my own personal experience. But you have to go and find out for yourself. And that's the uniqueness of Freemasonry. It is. It truly is. Something else. That was another question. Oh, okay. So, I want to just welcome everybody that's on tonight. And I've been watching that Trayvon Martin series that came on tonight on BET. It was very interesting. So, my brothers, my sisters, are you your brother's keeper? Are you your sister's keeper? And if you are, the same people you keep, can you say the same about them? Are they their brothers and sisters' keeper? Can they say that? And that's the thing sometimes we have to look at, and we have to kind of consider. Because everybody is not going to be your friend, and everybody don't want to see you succeed. That's the truth, Ruth. That's a fact. But I'll tell you this, in this thing we call Freemasonry, it's a beautiful system. I cannot deny that. I enjoy it to the fullest. To the fullest, not the fullest, but to the fullest, And when you are a leader, I don't care if you're a worthy matron, I don't care if you're a grand master, I don't care what you are, but when you are a leader, you best believe you will be marked. You will be targeted. Because everybody's not going to see your vision. Everybody's not going to be on the same page with you. But if you're trying to push an agenda and you want everybody to be involved, share it with everybody. And if they can choose to get on, or they can move on. But they cannot deny that they didn't have an offer to get on. Oh, brother Finley, you said one day I hope that all brothers, Prince Hall and alike, will come together under one roof. Brother, that's great. I like that. I'm speaking of me. I want all of us to enjoy Freemasonry. That's all I want. I want you as a Prince Hall Mason to enjoy Freemasonry. I want you as a Modern Free, International, PHO, Ancient Free and Accepted, Mainstream. I want the Order of the Eastern Star to enjoy the sisterhood, to enjoy the brotherhood. I want you to do that. And if you don't like where you at and they're not doing right by you, when I say right by you, I mean they're not following their own rules and regulations. Okay? Move on. Leave. Don't waste your time. Leave. Move on. It's okay. It's okay to put in a demit. Make sure all your dues are paid up and move on. Go where you are going to be appreciated and respected. Go there. Be there. I want to send a big shout out to my Grandmaster Knight, Calvin Sanders, 33rd, 90th degree. And I can say that proudly because that brother right there stepped in and was elected Grand Master and really has lit a fire under John G. Jones Grand Lodge, California in the Garden of Eden Grand Chapter under the leadership of Brenda Scales. She's the Grand Worthy Matron. You know what? All I have to do now is just sit back and just enjoy the ride. You know, just watch them do their work and teach. And I would say that they are doing that. You know, and if you can't get on with the teaching, I don't know what to say. I can say they are doing that. This is their tenure together, and I'm wishing them well. And as a past Grand Master and past patron of the jurisdiction, I want them to know they have my full support in anything I can do to see my Grand Master be successful. I'm going to do it. And I would suspect that any person who's a Grand Master or Grand Matron, past Grand Matron, wants to see their jurisdiction succeed. So we should all put forth our effort to see that the person that is in charge be successful. That's the A. That's just that's what I look for. Yes, it is. 90th degree. You do get on the Egyptian rites. You do get on the primitive rites side of things. When you're speaking of those 90th, 95th, 96th, all of those degrees are outside of this country. Now, let me tell you this here. Mainstream Grand Lodges, don't be deceived, brothers. They know about those rites. They call them colleges. That's what they call them. They call them colleges. So don't think that they don't know about the primitive rites. They just don't call them primitive rites. They call them colleges. You know, so, and yes, they are involved with those degrees and those rites. You can look them up, plain and simple. And they're telling you, yes, we are, and they claim in the stake that they are the only ones. Yes, they are, and they know about them. So when you have those degrees and you're flashing those degrees, please know what you're talking about. That's one thing. And brother Raymond Edwards and I talked tonight, and you know, we talked about those who get these, they have them, and they have no clue what they have. That's truth. You know, they have them, but you need to. My Grandmaster and I talked about a week ago. He was like, Brother Hawkins, we're back from Supreme Session, and here's what we have to do. He laid out his agenda to me. Every Grandmaster should have an agenda. Boom, 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 boom. So he talked about the Master's Council. He talked about School of Instructions. My Grandmaster talked about how we was going to increase our membership. He talked about things that we was going to need to do to push our Grand Lodge forward, to increase membership and to hold on to that which we have. Hello, brother. Love your videos. Think you are spreading knowledge. I appreciate that, Brother Stevens. I appreciate that. I really do. Brother K. Johnson, do you put in more money or time into Freemasonry? Brother Johnson, I do both. I do. If I see something that needs to be done, and I know I don't have the time, I put my money behind it. If I see something that needs to be done and I don't have the money, I will put my time behind it. That's how I do it. Sometimes I have more money and time, and sometimes I have more money than time, you know. Money versus time. So if I have a project, if there's a project, be it a scholarship fund, be it back to school drive, be it shoe drive, whatever it may be that the Grand Lodge has on schedule. As for me, if I don't have the time, I will put my money in place. But if I have the time to do it, I'm going to put the time in. I may still throw some dollars behind it, but I'm going to put the time in because I want it to be successful. Any project that your Grand Lodge has or your lodge has, especially your lodge, you should support that, especially if it's going to be around helping your community. And when I say your community, that means the area for which you live in, your jurisdiction, whatever it may be. If it's about that, put your money, put your time in. You know, you can do both or you can do one or the other. Definitely, but whatever you do, support the cause. Support it. I'm telling you, it's great, bro. So last week, I was in Texas, I went live. This week, I'm in Mississippi, I'm going live. You know, I would say this, you know, being here in Mississippi, I've talked with different brothers and sisters, and I've enjoyed the atmosphere here. And I can't say no more. I'm at home, you know. And to Grandmaster Smith, who's now the Grandmaster of the Most Wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge of Mississippi, my hat is off to you, brother. I know you're getting ready to head to a Supreme Session coming up in North Carolina. So I congratulate you. And we've been friends a long time. And we've been honest with each other. And I want to continue to let you know how much I appreciate you and what you're doing there in Inverness, Mississippi and around the Mississippi area. You know, and if I get a chance to get to Inverness before I leave, I'm going to do that. You know, I'm going to do that. And we'll be talking. Don't you worry. We always do. So we're going to make it do what it do, baby. We ain't going to slow down. No. You ain't got time for that. So back to the topic at hand. The process for us is to move forward. You have to be unapologetic about who you are. You have to know who you are in this thing we call Freemasons. Mainstream Freemasonry has cut out an area. You already know who they are. Period. You do. Prince Hall, you already know who they are. You do. Okay? Now, when you say PHO, you already know who they are. Modern and Free, you already internet. We have to cut out a part for us. And that's to be inclusive and not exclusive. That's my opinion. Because Freemasonry is bigger than where you're at. Yes, you have to keep the lodge excited to be a part of it. Yes, you're exactly right, Brother Finley. And here's another thing you have to consider. Don't just settle for where you're at. And when I say don't just settle for where you're at, that means that you as a Mason have to go beyond your boundaries, beyond your jurisdiction. A lot of us just sit right there. We good. You know what? I'm going to my lodge meeting on the third Thursday or the third Friday or whatever that meeting night may be. I'm good. No, you're not good. You are not good. I tell you what. I'm going to share this with you. If all things goes right, I'm healthy and I'm in my right mind. In the next couple of years, I've already scheduled my travel plans. And I ask that you do the same. I know that my grand session will be coming up in June. Whether it be the middle of June or the end of June, I know I have a grand session coming up. And I asked my Grand Master to put the invitation out to anyone who wants to attend. They're welcome to attend. We may even put you to work, but you're welcome to attend. I'm asking my Grand Master to do that. Next, I talked with my wife, and we plan to go to South Beach. Hey, I'm telling you, brothers, if you're gonna travel, travel. If you saying you're a Mason and you like to travel, you do that. Enjoy the craft. Enjoy the sisterhood. I tell my wife all the time, she's a worthy matron. I say, hey, look, you're a good teacher. You draw people to you. But you just can't be in your chapter because the Order of the Eastern Star is bigger than where you at. So you know what she started doing? She started going to LA to chapter meetings in LA. Do it. Because what happens, we become stale because we know that every third Saturday we got a chapter meeting and we're gonna do our thing, but there's no more excitement. Masonry in the Order of the Eastern Star should be exciting. That's what it should be, exciting. You should want to see growth. You should want to see how the brotherhood and sisterhood move forward. I can agree with you to disagree with you, but as long as you are successful, I am successful. Hear me clearly. If you are successful as a black man, a black woman, an Eastern Star, or a Mason, I am successful. If HB Turner is going to have 1,000 members, great, I'm successful. You may say, well, how in the hell is that? How is you successful if HB Turner has 1,000 members and they become huge? They're my brothers, they're my sisters. The same thing goes for New Jerusalem Grand Lodge out of Chicago. The same thing goes for New Jerusalem Grand Lodge in Arkansas. The same thing goes for the Sons of Light in California or Hammer Tyree in California. The same thing goes for the John G. Jones Grand Lodge in Mississippi or King David Grand Lodge. Those brothers grow, I grow. That's how I see it. Now, I don't know how you may view that, but that's how I see it. Hey, man, come on now. Somebody just put some up. So, Brother Stevens, hell yeah, brother. But yeah, that's how I see it, man. I have to get down like that. I can't. I don't know how brothers cannot enjoy another brother being successful. I don't know how you can do it. I don't know how you can hate on another brother's success. That's not what this organization is all about. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I'm speaking strictly in regards to the General Grand Masonic Congresses, the Council of Grand Lodges, and I'm going to speak on that topic for a second. If your Grand Lodge is part of a General Grand Masonic Congress or a Council of Grand Lodges, however you may name that body, brothers, they have no rights over you. Sisters, the Supreme Grand Chapter of the Order of Eastern Star has no rights over you. The only somebody has rights over you is your Grand Master of State or your worthy matron or your Grand Worthy Matron of State or your Matron of State or your Wishful Master of State. That is who you are subjective to. This thing we call the Supreme Grand Chapter of the Order of the Eastern Star or the General Grand Masonic Congress, their thing is to unite the various Grand Lodges and Grand Chapters. But as an individual, they have no rights over you. They can't expel you. They can tell you can't run for office. So what? But individual-wise, you are subjected to the power and state or the bylaws. No, you are subjected to the rules of your state. Your Grand Master and Grand Worthy Matron are the only someone who can suspend you, expel you for unmasonic or un-Eastern Star, whatever it may be, whatever charges you may come up on. Let's have some clarity on that, because people think that the General Grand Masonic Congress and the Council of Grand Lodges, or whatever name you want to use, have supreme authority over your Grand Lodges and Grand Chapters, and they do not. Okay? The Grand Lodge is over the Grand Chapter in the in the scheme of things as the grand worthy patron versus the grand worthy matron. Worthy patron, worthy matron. Okay? There are some rules to this thing. What happens is, a lot of time people believe, who don't read, they believe that these councils and these things supersedes their Grand Lodge, and it does not. Because when the Grand Masters tell you to sit down and hit the gavel, you need to sit down. That's including me too. This is why sometimes my Grand Master will come to me and say, Brother Hawkins, I know what you want to do, but this is, I would ask that you go this route. And I respect that. Man to man, I respect that. Period. And I believe grand worthy matrons should do the same thing for their sisters. And not try to beat them down. Oh, I'm the grand worthy matron. I'm the grand master. You better, you better, you better. No. Let's man up. Let's respect each other when we talk to each other. And your organization will thrive. It will thrive. That's truth. Now check this out. So a brother was talking to me in regards to the different customs in regards to Freemasonry. So I was telling him that he should look at not only the customs of Freemasonry, how the custom varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. And he said, well, how is that? I said, because everybody doesn't necessarily abide by the same rules that you will. So he was like, well, what do you mean, Brother Hawkins? And I said, just because you say that Mack's jurisprudence is in the landmarks is what you abide by, this Grand Lodge may not even look at that. That's true. So you may have a Grand Lodge over here, Grand Master A may consider the landmarks of Freemasonry to be the end all. He may use Mack's jurisprudence to govern his Grand Lodge, period. This Grand Master over here may say, no, we have our own constitution and our own bylaws that govern us. Okay? And they might not even have anything to do with Mack's jurisprudence. So those customs that you are so used to may not be the ones that this Grand Lodge over here is used to. And that's the thing that you might want to consider. That's the uniqueness of Freemasonry. You know, because I've gone, I went to visit the some Hispanic brothers out of LA, and all I did was just sit down. I didn't try to answer no questions. I didn't try to say anything, and I only brought greetings. Period. Sit down and watch and learn. See something new. The way they did their signs, we don't do them that way. So I had to watch. I had to learn. And vice versa, when they came to visit Hosea Lodge number 7, they came, they had a seat, they watched and they learned, because what we did versus what they did was different, you know? How we opened was different, how they opened was different. And that's the unique thing about traveling as a Mason. You should consider that sometimes. Don't just go to your own jurisdiction. Go outside of that. See what Grand Lodges that your Grand Lodge may have Masonic visitation with. You know, you want to make sure before you go visit another Grand Lodge or another lodge that your Grand Lodge have amenity or something with them, because they may not let you in due to the fact that they will probably be doing business. Some other activities may show up, and they may say, hey, you know what, tonight, you know, I'm sorry, but you didn't give us a head up that you was coming. So, you know what, you can't visit. But when it's all said and done, after the meeting's over, we can break bread. And if you choose to stay, you can. What's up, brother? Mac, what's going on? Just got home from work. So glad I tuned in with you, grand brothers. All right, Illinois is in the house. So, you know, that's what we have to look at. I mean, and like I say all the time, brother, Freemasonry is bigger than where you at. And if you can ever travel outside of your jurisdiction, outside of your state, do it. Get outside of your boundaries. Don't become comfortable where you're at. Go and enjoy Freemasonry. Go do it. I find myself doing it. I mean, that's what I like about it. People say, all the time, Brother Hawkins, you go. Yes, I do, because I enjoy Freemason. My passion is all of this. You know, when May, June, July, and August hit, brother, I'm ready to hit the road. I'm saving. And after I get done traveling, I'm starting and I'm waiting for next year. You doggone skippy I am. I'm waiting for next year. So I'll tell you this. If you want me to come visit you, I'll do that. And I'm going to send the same invitation out to you with my permission from my Grand Master. And if you find yourself in California, LA, or San Diego, hit me up. Find me. Find me. We can sit down and talk and chop it up, and have some tea. For real. Make sure it's during the summertime, man. California, it don't rain in Southern California. It's drizzles. We may get some rain because we need it. We're dry and they got some fires going on. You know what I mean? But definitely, we have to get on board and move this thing forward. This Freemasonry thing forward. We have to get beyond ourselves and stop considering that we are enemies. You are not my enemy. I don't care if you're Prince Hall. I don't care if you're Modern Free. You are not my enemy. I tell you what, 3 or 4 years ago, yeah, 3 or 4 years ago, I would say that I did. I would say that, yeah, you were my enemy, Prince Hall Mason. Yeah, because all I got was, brother, you're a clandestine. Brother, you're not recognized as a Mason. That's all I got. That's all I received. But I had an awakening, and I'm going to share this with you. Brother David Munoz. I don't know if he's still the Grand Master or not, of the Hasidic Grand Lodge in North America. That brother, along with the United Masonic Assembly, along with the Confederation of Grand Lodges of North and South America, showed me something. And for that, I'm truly grateful that they allowed me to come, to visit, to see something different other than what I've seen. And from there on forward, I could care less about what other Grand Lodges thought about John G. Jones. Period. Because I saw something different. I saw that Mason was bigger than where I was at. And that's what I enjoyed about it. So I would say to you, do the same. Just, okay. Bro, I can't see that. Boom. Okay, got it. The racist police don't care what you are. That's true. That's true. They don't. I mean, be it whatever, they don't. But I would tell you this here, and this is truth. You have to respect yourself. And when I say that, I'm not saying that, when police pull you over, that if you don't respect yourself or blah, blah. I'm saying that you have to control you. If a man has a gun and he pulls you over, it's yes, sir, no, sir. Period. I need to get home to my family. Bar none. I will deal with you tomorrow. I would write a letter. I would do whatever it takes. But I'm going to get home. But however, if I find that brother who pulled me over, who is a police officer, and he knows that I'm a Mason or whatever, you know what? We're gonna have that conversation. Not like it's not going to be a Q&A, but we're going to have a conversation. And I believe that individual who represents whatever is going to respect that. That's me. That's the experience I've had. Some may have had different experiences, but my objective is to get home safe. Period. universal. I don't care what you are, modern. What's the other one? They come back to me later. There's another one I'm trying to think of. I don't care what you are. The fact of the matter, when you get pulled over, the objective is to get home. You control who you are. And if a person has a gun, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to give you that opportunity. No, that's crazy. No. Sisters too, get home to your husbands. Get home to your kids. No. Do that. File your complaint tomorrow. That's how you work with that. But check this out. So, if you know anything about the primitive rites and those degrees that you are involved in, brothers of the ancient free and accepted Masons, I would tell you to indulge yourself in them, to start looking at them from a different perspective. And I say that only because what happens is you get these degrees and you don't do anything with them. They're just part of your degree. But if you indulge yourself in them, they're deep. And I tell you that myself and Brother Raymond Edwards, we talked about how deep they were tonight. And what brothers do, they get these degrees and they can't even talk about them. They can't expound upon them. So I encourage you that if those degrees are offered to you and you take them, please find out what they're all about. Don't just have them on the end of your name. No, don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. And yes, I truly believe that the customs and knowledge of Freemasonry is an ancient customs from Africa. I believe that. I've done my own research, and I encourage anyone, be it a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star or a brother, to do your own research in regards to the organization for which you are part of. And I would tell every Grand Lodge to make sure that you keep up with your archives. What happens is that in the Black Ancient Free and Accepted Mason, a lot of our Grand Lodges don't have archives. And I know that to be a fact. A lot of you don't have archives. I want to encourage you to get your archives together. That's what you need. Do you think that the sense that the art hazing went into effect put a hurt? Yes, I do. Brother Finley, you're absolutely right. This is why we don't do hazing in John G. Jones Grand Lodge, California. We don't do hazing. Let me tell you why. As a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, as a Mason, we're out to make good men better men. Men, women. Why would you want to haze? Why you want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. You're dealing with grown adults. You're talking about putting wood on them. That's some craziness. Now, if you was pledging Beta, Kappa, if you were pledging Sigma, if you was pledging Nu Phi Nu, if you was pledging, that's college. Okay, that's college. That's for boys trying to become men. But I'm talking about men. No, you don't haze men. You don't do that. Simple as that. I don't know. I think, yes, hazing does hurt the fraternal order because we're not supposed to haze. It's not about that. You know, why would I want to put hands on a grown man? You know, no, not at all. I believe that in Freemasonry, when you're talking masonry, we're talking about construction, building. This is why I would say this. When you're in your lodge, that is the quarries. The lodge is the quarries. That's where the work gets done. Okay? So after you leave your lodge, now everybody needs to see the work that you put in. This is what separates masonry from fraternities as far as college fraternities is concerned. This is what separates us. Because when you come here, you're a man. When you go there, you still, you hanging with the boys. You turning up. That's what you're doing when you are in the college frats versus when you become a Mason. That is truly the difference. We got signs and symbols and things. They got signs and they can do their own thing. That's true. But when you become a Mason, bruh, that's a whole nother thing. You ain't necessarily out turning it up. And I've seen some turn it up, but we do things discreetly. You're supposed to do things like smooth when you're a Mason. You ain't supposed to be just got this all hanging out. It's all down here. No. You tone it back a little bit. Because the Fraternal Order of Freemasonry and the Order of the Eastern Star, it's all about growth, maturity, uplifting the next person, not bringing you down, but lifting you up. That's what this thing is all about. Some of us has got it twisted. Some of us want to turn it up, fire it up, light it up. No. Hold it up, brother. That's what we want to, hold it up. And if you, I'm going to say this here because brother, I think his name was Ben, Big Ben, something like that. This brother is a Jew. He practiced Judaism. And from what I gather, he wants to be a Mason. And like I told him, he wants to be a Prince Hall Mason. And we had this conversation a few days ago. I told him, I said, you know what? If you're going to be a Prince Hall Mason, you might as well get ready to go to church on St. John the Evangelist and St. John the Baptist. And he said, well, I don't believe in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. I understand that. But if you're going to join Prince Hall, you might as well get ready for it. So, and it's not to discourage you from doing that, but that is clearly to say that before you do anything, you need to get clarity from your sponsor. Plain and simple. Are you going to take your obligation on the Bible or on the Torah? Get clarity. And then when you get that clarity, you will be all right. Hey, you know what? I'm going to share this with you. So, I don't know if I showed it, but a couple of weeks ago when I was in Chicago, Brother Michael, he's out of Chicago. This brother has his own fraternal shop. Boom. He was like, Brother Hawkins, I got something for you. He hooked me up. Brother Michael, I want to say thank you, bro. I mean, I've been sporting this thing since I've been here, and it got a lot of great compliments about it. I've told other people in regards to what you've done for me. And I told them, hey, if you want this, you got to contact you. Now, whatever you do for them, that's none of my business. But I want to say thank you. Okay? I want to say thank you. So, now, you enter apprentices. If you are an enter apprentice, or you're just starting out as an Eastern Star, I would like to tell you, first of all, congratulations. Secondly, please indulge yourself in learning the organization, learning the Q&A. Some jurisdictions don't do Q&As. They don't. And some do. I prefer doing the Q&A. In my jurisdiction, we prefer doing the Q&A. That keeps you on top of things. Some jurisdictions say, oh, don't worry about it. You've been initiated. Don't worry about the Q&A. No, you need to worry about the Q&A. That brings back up my first question. Have you heard of Mason Knight? Yes, I have heard of Mason Knight. He has a YouTube channel. And made you not join Prince? Okay. Yes, I'm familiar with Mason Knight, 33rd. I am. I've seen his YouTube, and he go hard. That's him. He goes hard. I have no. Yeah, yeah. He's deep. He's deep now. He's deep. I'll give him to him. And a lot of people came hard at Brother Knight. As a matter of fact, they removed him off of Facebook, and I think at one time they locked his YouTube channel down. They did, and I had a video up with brother Eric Sutton, who's my wishful master. Big shout out. And we did a YouTube together, and I can't find it. You know, it was me and him, and we was Q&A. We was doing it, man. It was great, but I can't even find the video anymore. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. Some things you come out with, brother, they lock you down. But brother Mason Knight, 33rd, I have no gripes with him. I've watched his videos, and he gets down. He drops the knowledge, and a lot of stuff he say is really true. I don't know anything about his Grand Lodge or anything like that, and he does what he does. And the brother drops a lot of knowledge. I'll leave it at that. So, any questions tonight, people? Come on now. Any questions? I'm coming to you live from Mississippi. I'm having a great time, you know, with the family and friends, you know, and just enjoying the brothers I've come across here, you know, and just really getting down with the get down. It is what it is. And as I've always said, I encourage everyone, be it a brother or a sister, go beyond where you're at. Go beyond your jurisdiction and see what this thing we call the Order of the Eastern Star and Freemasonry is all about. Because if you don't, you are missing out on a hell of an experience. Let me share this with you. Now, many of you already know that I have a Masonic passport. Oh, shit, what did I do with it? Oh, I don't know where I put it to. I thought I had it in this black bag, but, you know, everywhere I go, I get it signed. That's me. Everywhere I go, I get it signed. What's up, family? Brother Maddox, what's up? You didn't say why you did. I didn't say why I did what, Brother Finley. Come back with that. YouTube channel. Also, what made you not... Oh, what made me not join Prince Hall? Brother Finley, I'm going to tell you what made me not... I'm gonna share this with you. My first experience with Freemasonry, being from Mississippi, was with Prince Hall. That was my very first experience. Okay? I was going to join Springer Grand Lodge of Prince Hall in 1995, 96. I was going to join Prince Hall Springer Lodge in 1996. A brother had given me an application to join. But I moved from California in August 1996 to California. When I got to California, I met a sister who introduced me to some brothers who was of the Ancient Free and Accepted Mason, Hosea Lodge number 7, a lodge that I'm in now. They were the original members of that lodge, working under the Most Wishful Sons of Light Grand Lodge of California. And those brothers, those men, hey, bro, I owe my success in life to them because they helped me as a young man become a better man. When I wanted to get my house, they was there. When I wanted to travel as a young man and I didn't have the money, they was there. They pushed me to be the person I am, and I can never, ever repay them enough for that. And I'm that person. I'm the last, Brother Smith Brother Smith, who's the Grand Master of John G. Jones Grand Lodge in Mississippi. He and I, along with probably Brother Vic Griffin, us three are the last three members of Hosea Lodge that can actually say we met the original members. And that lodge was chartered in the early 70s, if I'm not mistaken. My lodge was chartered then. I have to go back and actually look at the charter, but definitely. And bruh, it's been a ball. It's been a ball with those brothers. When I speak about them, man, whew, dude, let me tell you, any of you who's watching this video and you join a lodge and those brothers help you to be successful, that's the lodge you need to be in. Bar none. Period. If you become a Mason in a Masonic lodge and that lodge helps you to become successful, pushes you to be the best man you can be, the best husband you can be, that's the lodge you need to be in. But if that lodge and all they ever talk about is party, we're going to go party. If all they ever talk about, we're going to turn it up, you need to rethink that. Now, that's real talk. Because the lodge I'm in now is the same lodge I've been in all of my Masonic life. And I have had a freaking ball. Period. So, and the reason I didn't join Prince Hall is because when I came out here and I got into that lodge, Prince Hall had nothing to offer me. They had nothing to offer me. And today I can say the same thing. Prince Hall Grand Lodge. There's no respect to them. It's not disrespect to them. But for me, they have nothing to offer me. I have all of my degrees. We practice those York Rite and Scottish Rite houses. I'm a Shriner. And because I've been introduced into the primitive rites of Freemasonry, I have those degrees. And I want to thank Brother Raymond Edwards for that. I have those degrees. So I don't trip. I don't get mad or nothing. Well, you can't come visit me. Well, you can come visit me. So I'm good. You have the problem because you can't go everywhere I can go. But you tell me that I can't come visit you. And this is not to say individually wise. I'm just saying this is their rule. And it's okay. It's their rule. But my rule says that you can come visit me. You get past a title, somebody vouches for you, you have your membership card to your Grand Lodge, you can visit. That's the ancient customs of Freemasonry. Now, the politics and rules come in when you say, well, you can't visit me because your Grand Lodge don't recognize me. That's okay too. I'm all right with that. But the reason I didn't join Prince Hall Grand Lodge is because I moved to California and I joined Hosea Lodge number 7. And basically they had nothing to offer me that I don't have here. Nothing at all. And to visit a mainstream Grand Lodge, does this? Nothing at all. In what? Really, in all Masonic lodges, you're basically doing the same thing. You're really doing the same thing. I don't care who you are. In all Masonic lodges, across the board, you're basically doing the same thing. Some Masonic lodges are more in depth in teaching. Some do a lot of fundraising. But you're basically doing the same thing. You open, you close, you come in, you go over your minutes. You're basically doing the same thing. It's where you're going to feel comfortable at. Do your Grand Lodge allow you to go outside of your jurisdiction, even when you don't have amenity with those other Grand Lodges? What's your stance on Grand Orient Masons? They're Masons. The Grand Orient of France, the Grand Orient of this and that. They're Masons. So if you come to me and you say my Grand Lodge is the Grand Orient of something, 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 and you can show membership to that Grand Lodge, I'm going to respect you. But I'm also going to do my research when you ask me, can I visit your lodge? Well, I need to understand a little bit more about the Orient from which you come from. And when I find out and I'm satisfied with it, I would then turn it over to my Wishful Master and let him make the decision. you know. Now, I would say this, and I would say what my Grand Lodge does have. We have a book that lists all of the Grand Lodges that we deal with. Ancient, Free, and Accepted, Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Grand Lodges, and the United Masonic Assembly, and the Confederational Grand Lodges. We have those in a book. So when a brother comes, he says he'd like to visit, we look in our book. And if he's not in our book, we don't say that you can't visit. We say who's vouching for you. And if brother X, Y, and Z says, hey, I'll vouch for that brother, I know him, you can visit, but you got to get past the title. There are certain things you're going to have to do to get past the title. And if you get past the title and you produce a membership card, dues card, whatever you want to call it, passport, whatever, you produce that, you can visit. There's no gripes in this jurisdiction of John G. Jones Grand Lodge, California. You can visit. Now, other jurisdictions have their own way of doing it. And you will have to abide by the way they get down, how they do it. So, you when you're traveling, make sure you got your Masonic dues card with you. You know, make sure you have that. I tell any brother that. Don't just settle for the okie doke. You know, hey, here's my Masonic dues card. You can accept that or let it alone. We're not going to have a discussion. You can Q&A me. We'll have that. If I pass your Q&A, can I visit? Well, you're not in my book. Well, you should have told me that in the beginning. We wouldn't have this problem. Simple. That's where I'm at with that. So those various Orient Grand Lodges, you know, we don't have them in our book. We don't. However, if that brother can be vouched for and get past the Q&A or the title, of course he can visit. There shouldn't be a reason why he shouldn't be able to visit. It shouldn't be, you know. But because he's not in some book, he may not be able to visit. So I want to encourage brothers that you contact your Grand Lodge and you put together a book of all the lodges that you recognize. Okay? Once again, I want to encourage that you, brothers, be it Moorish Rite, be it what, I want to encourage you to put together a book of all the Grand Lodges that your lodge has amity with, recognition with. Put them in a book so when brothers come, you can say what Grand Lodge you're from, what lodge you're from. You know, then you won't have to go through a whole lot of stuff, you know. But it's always good to check a brother when he is knocking. It's always good to check a sister when she's knocking at the door. And that's real. Sisters, when someone wants to visit your chapter, you got to make sure you're on point too now. You got to make sure that you know your words. Because a lot of times sisters travel and knock on the door. Hell, they don't even know their words. But yeah, you want to make sure that too. Grand Orient in the worldwide is only American style masonry. That question, but all worthy are. No, Brother Seven Springs. No, it is not only in America. It's outside of America too. There are other Grand Lodges that uses the Orient outside of America, like the Grand Orient of France. They use that. There are others too. So it's not just here in the United States. There are other Grand Lodges that use Orient in it. There is. You know, so just check that out, just so you know that is true. That is true. I'm gonna get up in a minute, go get me some more tea. I'm almost out. So let's consider that. So man, it's humid here in Mississippi. Let me tell you, it's humid. Let's see, something other. Oh, okay. My apologies, brother Seven Springs. My apologies. Hold on a second. Let's see. Uh, mm. Hey, brother. I'm watching your channel. You are speaking truth, but the United Brotherhood Grand Lodge of San Francisco, California is recognized by the Grand Lodge, is recognized by your Grand Lodge, correct? Okay. Brother Maddox, I would say this. I have spoken with your Grand Master in regards to that, and we have not at this time had a treaty of amity for recognition. However, if you are in California, my brother, and any of those brothers that I know from your Grand Lodge is truly welcome to visit, plain and simple. But no, at this time we have not entered into any amity with your jurisdiction. So until that time comes, we have to do it that way. But when that time comes and we do enter that amity, that treaty, we good. We good. We can make that happen. Okay. All right. So I was checking some, those of you who have my phone number, Brother Maddox, I appreciate you. You wanted to get that out like real quick, right? I appreciate you hitting me up like that. Yeah, let's get it out real quick. You was like, I gotta ask this question because I may not get it in. Ethiopian Masons are part of the oldest ever. Have you ever been tried or had to try, brother? Oh, two things, Brother Finley and Brother Seven Springs. As far as Brother Finley is concerned, yes, I have been tried, and yes, I have tried a brother. That's the beauty of this thing. Let me tell you. So, in my younger days, when I was more book learned, Mason, when you first get raised, you waiting, bruh. This is what you're doing. You win this every day. You waiting on somebody to ask you a question. And that's how I was, And yes, and I had brothers to Q&A me. I loved it. But I'm gonna tell you, this is one of the most humbling experiences I had when I was young. So this is true. I was in a grocery store and I saw this brother with a Shriners belt buckle on. And here's what I do know. No matter how high you go in masonry, you always got to come to the first, second, or third degree. No matter how many degrees you have in the Order of the Eastern Star, Amaranth, Rose of the Seven Seals, any Lady Knights Temple, any of that, you always got to come back to the Order of the Eastern Star. It's just the same as it is for a brother. So I'm in the store, and I think I must have been a Master Mason for just a couple of years. And I saw this brother. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hit him up. I'm excited. So I did. This brother humbled me. He did. He said, who is your wish for master? And I was like, oh. And I told him. And he contacted my wish for master. My wish for master said, Brother Hawkins, you just can't run up on everybody. I was like, man. He's like, yeah, I know you're excited, but there's a time and place for that. And I was humbled. But when I became a Shriner, I saw this gentleman again, this noble. He was a noble now. I saw him. I seen him. I talked with him. And we became close, good friends. And I haven't seen him in a very, very long time. So yes, I have been tried, and yes, I have tried other brothers. Ethiopian Masons are part of the oldest ever. I would say yes. That's my opinion from what I research, and I encourage everyone to do their own research. I do. If you want to know about masonry, do your own research. Start your library. I encourage every brother to start themselves a library. I encourage every sister to start a library. And then when situations arise, you can deal with them. You'll know the rules of the order, whether it be the Eastern Star or the Freemasons. So I encourage you to do those things. Don't just sit idly by and let somebody tell you something. Do your research. Do your research. Let's see. All right. All right. Well, brother, if you can make that happen, Brother Maddox, between John G. Jones Grand Lodge and the United Brotherhood Grand Lodge of San Francisco, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I'll text you. You text me. We can make that happen, brother. We can sign that amenity with each other. Okay. Does Prince Hall practice the degrees of the Order of Eastern Star? Here's what I found. I believe it varies state to state. Being in California versus Mississippi, and I can actually talk on those two. Um, let me see. In California, they practice the Order of the Eastern Star, and then they practice the Herons of Jericho. Okay. And as far as the Eastern Star Schools, my grand chapter, we have the Order of the Eastern Star, and there's something that comes after that, and I can't even think of it. I can't call it. I missed. I can't even call it. Damn it. It'll come to me later. I'm sorry, brother Maddox. It'll hit me back later. It'll hit me later. Hold on just a second. Yes. Yeah. It's 5 degrees. Yeah. The Eastern Star has 5 degrees. Absolutely. And I would say that they do. I would say that they do. Yes, brother Seven Springs. It's late, bruh. Get that rest in. Get that rest. I appreciate you tuning in. And to all of you, as I bid you farewell and greetings on behalf of the Most Wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge, California. I hope you was able to get something from this video. As always, and to the sister of the order, if you have any questions, please put your comments in. And yes, always remember, we should be our brother and sister's keeper. Stay out the bushes and always keep your light on. I'm out. I'm yours truly. I think I'm out. Ooh, I'm back on? This is crazy. Peace to everyone.